Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Corey, and Corey gives a monthly contribution, which I'll use on this video. I'm sorry about the audio on yesterday's video. Of course, I see something, I try to jump right on, and I didn't check the audio levels on my Monocaster. And this is the second attempt to film this video because apparently my computer updated while I was filming, and it was doing for some reason Windows did an audio update and it shut off the Monocaster halfway through, and I didn't realize it. So like when I uploaded it and then tested it and there was no audio, and then I saw the Monocaster was off, I'm like, oh shit. And then reset it and turned it back on, and then realized, oh, maybe it was just a sound issue. The sound wasn't on. And I thought it wasn't in, and I fast forwarded it a few minutes, and the sound went out. So entire video lost. But the second attempt is usually better than the first, so maybe all is not lost. And being that this is another baby boomer video, might not be the baby. It's not. Well, it is and it isn't. It's not necessarily the baby boomer video you think it is, but it kind of will be. So, and as you know, I'm very tough on the boomers on this channel. I think they are responsible for much of the lot that the world is in, that the generation is toxic and narcissistic as a whole. That doesn't mean there aren't excellent boomers out there. There certainly are on this channel. This channel wouldn't exist without them. I wouldn't be able to be going through the metamorphosis that I'm going through right now without them. These boomers defied the trend of their generational counterparts in the boomers. And what I have found, and what I just came across, was a survey or a study that was done that pretty much encapsulates everything that I've been talking about, and actually kind of puts a definitive number on the age-old question. Well, Ollie, I mean, how much of this generation, like, what's the number? What's the percentage? I'm like, and I always said, it's a lot. It is. It's a lot. Not all. It's most. But what's the number? Is it, Well, I came across this study, and, because of everything I've been going through and the rethinking of, as we all do, have to rethink our abuse and rethink everything that happened. And, with me, obviously with Aaron and me and everything that went down, and my boomer parents, it's all circles back to what I'm talking about. So like when I say this isn't the type of boomer video that you think it is by the title, but I think in the end it probably will be. So let's get to this study, shall we? And of course, I found it on X, and if you're not on X, I mean, that's where it's all happening. So get there. And this study, if you look, is from Charles Schwab and Bloomberg. I think they, now you could say mainstream media, yada, yada, but this is money they're talking about. They have no reason to lie about this, about people's money, investment money, where it's going. And this was very simple. How generations plan to transfer assets. 3 statements, agreement with the statement. Millennials, Gen X, and boomers by percentage. I want the next generation to enjoy my money while I'm alive. 53% of millennials agree with that. 44% of Gen X agrees with that. 21% of boomers 21% of boomers believe in that. And they're at the end of their life. Like, they're at the end of their life and they still don't want to share it. 79% of boomers. 79% of boomers are willing to admit they want to take it all with them. That don't even count the few that probably are smart enough to at least lie to the guy on the phone. That's why if you're in the 21%, you have a lot to be proud of, because you overcame the social engineering, the peer pressuring, the bullying, the outright anarchy, the greed, the jealousy, the need to take it all with you and put yourself on a pedestal above everyone else. The 21% overcame all of that, and they should be commended. And it sucks for them that they get lumped in with the admitted 79%. Think about how wild that is. 79% admitted to it. I want to enjoy my money for myself while I'm alive. 15% of millennials said that. 11% of Gen X said that. 45% of boomers said that. So Gen X, we don't even want to enjoy it for ourselves, because we're used to going on less. We were the neglected generation. We're the generation that grew up, as somebody said in the comments, on a freaking garden, neglecting a garden hose. 15% of millennials, 45% of boomers. I want to enjoy my money for myself while I'm alive. Okay. And you know that number is higher because they're like, oh, well, I can't outright say. But 45%, we're just willing to admit it. But at the same time, 79% don't want to share it. So what does that mean? Third question. I plan to distribute some wealth. During my lifetime. Millennials, 97%. Gen X, 97%. Boomers, 56%. Like, it's not even close. And you know what? You can probably flip the boomer number on those two those second and third question. 56%, probably higher than that. The boomers are at the end of their run and they still don't want to share it. What's the point? And what gets me, and I said this in the first video, that where it becomes real personal for me, and the perfect and Meet Normus, my father, is the perfect encapsulation of all of this. Because when the divorce and all that went down, it was all I'm the knight in shining armor. I'm the hero. I'm riding in on the white horse. Anything Erin needs and for her future, and that's why I'm doing this and screwing you over. It's all for Erin. Erin's graduating next month from college. Very proud of her. Haven't spoken to her since she started college, but and it isn't lost on me that, again, same exact career path, but And as you know, I was directed to her blogs that she posted about her life and everything that's been going on. And and the thing that caught me, and it is brings it back to this. She's talking about the fears of starting a new career and anxiety and everything like that. And then, the fear of having to take on her student loans. I said it then, and with this, I'll say it now. And again, nobody's entitled to anybody's money. Let me explain. Let me say that off the bat. However, when you make it the cornerstone of the reason why you're screwing over your own son, people are gonna have to start asking some questions. Because not only did my mother die as a vested state employee with life insurance, okay, and who knows, probably $2-3 million of assets already in the bank, stocks, bond, like cash. Who knows? Like, who knows what my mother had? Who knows? You can never get a straight answer from her. Not that I ever directly, but the way she was with money. And the 2 houses. The one on Long Beach Island is now at 1.2. The one in Heights, it's like 758. It's in $2.1 million in property. And those estimates, like what was in the bank. And that doesn't even consider his father died, his fortune, that he probably, forego that, my portion of that, between him and his brother, and who's left? Both his sisters are dead. So it's just him and Kenny. Then he took over all my ex-wife's finances. And her parents died, and her brother died, and she's a survivor. They sold her house too. What are they, $400,000 on that one in South Carolina? Oh yeah, and my ex-wife is also a vested state employee in New Jersey because she's a school teacher and gets discounted tuition to all state schools, including Monmouth University. So what are the student loans about? I'll tell you what the student loans are about. Student loans are about, when, again, and I've been through this before, was paying off the child support early and then losing that control once this channel got to a point where it was sustainable and everything was sustainable. And it wasn't fun anymore. Then it wasn't fun anymore controlling me. So what did Brian do? He controls the next best thing, my daughter. Always through money. That's his game. That has always been his game. And you ask him, he'll be like, oh, it's for her own good. That's how she learns responsibility. Because that's what the fucking boomer does. And that's what the 79% will do to you. Tell you it's all for your own good, as they're living in their fucking... They're living in $2.1 million worth of property, sitting on how many millions in the bank, after they inherited it from their father and their parents. The fortune my mother got, when Virginia died, and like just sucking it up. But yet, at the end, Aaron has to take on a student loans for a state school. And I thought it was weird, man, when they let me off that when the child support ended. Like it was a problem and I knew it. But I thought I was going to be paying child support until she was 24, till now actually. Till she was graduating, but no. Once it was clear I had the means, they didn't want nothing to do. They didn't want Aaron to have anything to do with it. That's what happened. Because my father wanted to saddle her with a fucking student loan. try to cripple her at 21, 22, the same way he did to me. Instead of with a student loan, do it with a car with me, because car was freedom. He bought her a car and then still crippled her with a student loan. Piece of fucking shit. Piece of boomerfied garbage. And he ain't the only one in that gender. Most of them, 79%, do the same fucking thing. And again, it is not lost on me now that Erin has taken student loans now. If she's telling the truth. I mean, if that's the truth, because there is a possibility, okay, that she's living her mother's Gilmore Girls fantasy on the internet as well. So who knows? Because they're all pathological up there. So he wants to saddle her with a student loan, cut her off from me to avoid, not even give me the option. Not even give me the option. Didn't talk to me, didn't ask me, nothing. Nope, just your man's. Okay, great. Well, who wants to keep paying, you know? I already paid $106,000, right? So she's taking on student loans to learn to do something podcasting that her father has been doing for 10 years and paid everything away, and paid her way. Paid all her, paid whatever I needed to get paid and took care of it. All of that. And I didn't want anything to do with that. She'll take on a student loan. I don't know what they're going to teach her at Monmouth about podcasting. Or radio, regular radio, because regular radio is dead at this point anyway, terrestrial radio. It is nice she was running the college radio station. It was always a popular college radio station in Monmouth. That's great. But they saddled her with student loans to learn to do something that her father's been doing for 12 years now. And was able to sustain himself, his wife. It's not even quite like a question. You'd figure you would hey, maybe I'll ask my dad some things since he's been doing this. Because that's meat. That's what meat does. It leads you down a path and chokes you out, and saddled her with student fucking loans. Hey man, he got the government, he got Social Security to pay for my brother's college when he was faking the disability. Not only was my brother collecting a disability check when he was a minor, then disability put my brother through college. It's just never ends with him. Or these boomers. 79%. That's the number. So, but if you are the 21%, it does suck. And I am sorry. Because that 21% does care about leaving a legacy, does care about other people, does care, does want to see their wealth spent, redistributed to people that matter, to their family, not watch their family suffer if they don't have to. Ugh. The worst. The worst. So. I'm going to leave it there. So hopefully this one went all the way through. So and the audio will be good. All right. Other than that, everything else has been very good. Kitties are, the kittens are good. Unfortunately, Staley has gone completely blind. Got cataracts. It's from the medication for his weight. He's 16 now, but he still gets around. He's still happy. And Daria loves him. Like, they both love him, Beavis and Doug. But Daria really took to him, and he taught her how to beg for food, and now she's like his CNI cat, and she brings him outside because you got to feed him separately from Beavis, because Beavis will eat everybody's food. So Staley eats out on the back in the backyard on the patio, and as soon as he eats, he goes over to Axel's grave and takes a giant dump on him every time. Every time they sniffs him, knows he's there, he'll sit out there, and then it'll take a giant dump right on his head every time. And you know he's doing it because Staley would take the rankest dumps, always did, and he never would cover them. Never, never, never. This blind mother, he is digging a hole just so he can get it as close as he can to Axel's head, because Axel's buried in the backyard. He's got a little grave in the backyard. And he digs a hole and he drops a fucking deuce on him twice a day. Twice a day. And it's much better. You go through less kitty litter that way too. And he's happy. So that's that. But it is sad seeing him go blind. And of course the vet tries to extort you with, God, they're the worst. They are just the worst. So emotional blackmail, F that. So thank you to Corey for the monthly contribution. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to follow both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on X and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everybody.